Sai Ram. Let me introduce you to Swami Sivananda Saraswati. He is a spiritual master, a yogi, a yoga practitioner par excellence. He is an intense sadhaka. He is a person who served humanity selflessly. He is a medical doctor. He is so many things. He is an amazing personality, an inspiring personality because he is a spiritual giant. He was born as Kuppuswami in the state of Tamil Nadu in India in 1887. He was a brilliant student and he topped in all the exams, in all the papers, and soon he qualified to practice the medical profession. Back in those days, India was under the British yoke and he became an excellent doctor, not just in terms of the diagnosis that he gave, but also in terms of the compassion, the love and the service mindedness with which he practiced his profession. He was a strict vegetarian and he followed the Hindu dharma to the highest. He was a lover of Lord Krishna and he always had a very strong spiritual side to him. In 1913, he had to travel all the way to Malaya, the place that we know today as Malaysia, to practice medicine there. It was also under the British and therefore he had to travel there. He traveled without any protest and there he served the people with all his love and heart. You know, today the medical profession is considered to be very lucrative, very commercial, but it was a loss-making endeavor for Dr. Kuppuswami because he treated his patients with so much love, and instead of charging money from them on many occasions, he gave them money to buy the medicines, to in fact buy nutrition, buy their food. That is how he practiced his profession from 1913 to 1923 in Malaysia. But then that spiritual side in him, that yearning in him to understand the true meaning of life, the true purpose of life, was always dominant, and that is what made him return back to India in 1923. As soon as he returned to India, he undertook a pilgrimage to different places in India, to different people in India. And that pilgrimage concluded in 1924, in the June of 1924, in Rishikesh. And it was in Rishikesh that he received initiation from a certain Swami Sivananda Saraswati. And after that, he was known by his monastic name, Swami Sivananda Saraswati. He decided that he wanted to spend his time not just in curing physical ailments for the people, but in helping them overcome the ultimate ailments of the mind and the spirit, to achieve true freedom, to achieve true health, to achieve true happiness. And it always began with him. So he began to practice severe austerities. He had a small kutir or a hut on the banks of the Ganga in Rishikesh, and he would spend his entire day in sadhana, in tapas, in japa and dhyana. You know, he would stand in the icy cold Ganges river, waist deep, and keep doing nama japa. His favorite nama, of course, that of Lord Krishna. And he did this to overcome this body attachment, dehabhimana, as Bhagawan Sathya Sai Baba puts it, We wrongly identify ourselves with the body. When we overcome this and identify ourselves with the true self, which is divinity within, that is when we begin to understand who we truly are. He would meditate, do dhyana for 12 hours a day. And the rest of the time, he was a medical doctor, right? So he would go around treating all the mendicants, the ascetics, the hermits, the fellow yogis, the others who were spiritual aspirants, whomever, who had given up everything in life but were suffering at the bodily level. He would go and treat them. He would go and give them medicines. He would help them. So all his days, all his weeks, all his months, years were spent in this manner, in japa, dhyana and seva. What a beautiful, noble soul. What an intense spiritual aspirant. In fact, in 1927, he got proceeds from an insurance and therefore a sum of money came to him. You know what he did with that? He started a dispensary there so that he could spend all his time either in karma yoga, in bhakti yoga or jnana yoga. Karma Marga, Bhakti Marga, Jnana Marga. All three he adopted, he practiced, he began to serve people. After almost a decade of sadhana, he had his experience. That experience of samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi. He experienced the bliss of oneness. Samadhi meaning, sama meaning equal, dhi means the intellect. That is an experience after which your intellect is always in a state of equanimity. You are neither affected by the pleasures of life nor by the pains of life, by the ups nor the downs, by the profits nor the losses. That is when in 1936 he set up the Divine Life Society with the objective that everybody must experience this divine life. The name Divine Life Society is very apt because it was founded by a divine life, a life that was led in the quest of the divine. But then after that he didn't rest. He traveled all around India, even to neighboring Sri Lanka, which was back then known as Ceylon, and he shared this knowledge, this spiritual knowledge, and he exhorted the message of selfless service. And different branches of this Divine Life Society began to crop up all along the country, even in the neighboring country. But then Divine Life Society was going to acquire a new meaning, a fresh release of life, and something that even Swami Sivananda Saraswati had not imagined, because it was time now for the divine to step into directly the Divine Life Society. And that happened with the visit of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, whom Swami Sivananda invited to his Sivananda ashram in Rishikesh. How that whole thing came about is so beautiful, is so inspiring, and as always has many insights and lessons for all of us. On March 16, 1957, the 9th All India Divine Life Convention was held in Venkatagiri, Andhra Pradesh, South India. Now, the royal family of Venkatagiri was filled with devotees of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and the Maharaja, at that time had the privilege of having darshan of Rama when Swami had visited there, and Swami had materialized a Rama idol for him as well. So many experiences. They were just convinced that Swami is divinity, is the embodiment of divinity, is the avatar. They were lucky that in those early days itself they were able to recognize. See, Rama came as an avatar, how many recognized him? When Krishna came as an avatar, how many recognized him? People rubbed shoulders with him, criticized him, fought with him. They are all considered as the greatest fools and asuras and rakshasas in this age. So too, in Swami's younger days, there were many who considered him different ways. In fact, they used to say that he's a magician who speaks a little bit of hodgepodge here and there, and these were the kind of reports that Swami Chidananda and Swami Sadananda, the trusted lieutenants of Swami Sivananda Saraswati, had received. You see, Swami Sivananda Saraswati in 1957 was about 70 years of age, and he was unable to travel all the way from Rishikesh till Venkatagiri, and therefore his trusted lieutenants along with Swami Srinivasananda, Swami Atmaswarupananda, all of them had come. But their hosts had decided to invite this very same Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So they were worried, It happens. People, without knowing, without attempting to gauge, without attempting to experience, they will just keep speaking nonsense. I think in the future times, such people will be considered as fools, asuras or rakshasas, whatever. But it is such a great blessing when we decide to have an open mind and experience ourselves. That was the special quality that all these Swamijis had. And so, Swami Sachidananda and Swami Sadananda, both of them, as recorded in the Satyam Shivam Sundaram by Professor Kasturi, they state that just seeing Swami and experiencing Swami made it amply clear to them how profoundly ignorant their informants had been. Swami Sadananda says that when Swami arrived, The royal family had arranged for a palanquin decked with the most beautiful flowers, jewelry, and it was all caparisoned procession that was awaiting his arrival. Swami just refused to go in that. He said, I want to be with my people. And he became one among all the sadhus. Among men, Swami is a man. Among women, he is a woman. Among children, he is a child. When he is by himself, he is divine. When he is among sadhus, he is a sadhu with them. And therefore, they were also thrilled. All the Swamijis were thrilled to have Swami walking alongside them. And something they could feel. They could not explain what it is, but they could feel that energy, that pulsating power that Bhagawan embodied. And at that time, these same people who were against Swami had written pamphlets saying that, Swami is all pageantry, he goes only with the high and mighty and the rich and all of that. And they had shared those pamphlets. People just threw away those pamphlets once they witnessed Swami's Vaibhavam, Swami's glory. And Swami walked on those very pamphlets. Wow, what poetic justice. Swami Sadananda spoke about that in his speech. Literally and metaphorically disproved those pamphlets, stamped on those pamphlets. And Swami, the way he discoursed, it was eye-opening and enlightening. I think we can make separate video series on the different things Swami spoke during the Divine Life Convention at Venkatagiri. I will not go into that now because that's not the subject. But Swami Sadananda at the end got up once again and he spoke. Swami Sadananda is not an ordinary being. We don't have many photos of him because he always kept to the background. There is just one photograph of him at Kanyakumari where he is receiving Swami's blessings. But this Swami Sadananda is the one who has written an extensive commentary on Shivananda Gita. Swami Sivananda Saraswati has written 18 poems, 18 couplets, 18 verses, which is considered as the Shivananda Gita, and the elaborate commentary, the exquisite commentary on that has been given by Swami Sadananda. So Swami Sadananda said that I came here to Venkatagiri primarily for Sathya Sai Baba, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. And he said, I came here to defy, but I am going away defied. What a statement, dear brothers and sisters. I came here to defy, D-E-F-Y, deny, to disprove Sathya Sai Baba. But I am going away defied, D-E-I-F-I-E-D, meaning I am going away with the realization that I am divine. And that was the impact of Bhagawan's discourses. The same was the case with Swami Chidananda. Swami Chidananda had a personal one-on-one interaction with Swami. And at that time, Swami reminded him of a special penance that he had done 37 years ago in 1920. 1920, Swami was not yet born in that sense, He is 1926 only. That had been announced even by Sri Aurobindo on the 24th of November 1926. In case you're not aware of this amazing story and experience, you can have a look at it at this link above. I have spoken elaborately on that as well. So, Swami Chidananda was taken aback. How does Swami know this? And Swami told him about that experience, the intimate details there. And then Swami said, do this more and more. Don't go behind collecting funds, building an organization, building a structure, trying to grow. Don't do all this. Focus on what is within. Then Swami Chidananda protested. He said, Swami, but does all of this not help in the world welfare by building the organization, by, me putting all my efforts in that manner? Swami said, yes, the world will benefit, but the world will also benefit much more when you grow spiritually, in solitude, when you become that realized soul. You will radiate that waves, you will radiate those prayers, those vibrations and those blessings which will bring good to the world. So focus on that, Swami told him. He was very moved as he confessed in his speech. He said, this is something very new to me and I shall follow it. And dear brothers and sisters, in later years, Swami Chidananda Saraswati, in fact, went on to really make a big impact in the world. He spoke in multiple countries, including the United States of America, and hundreds and thousands of people came to listen to him and transform themselves. And all of this based on this advice that Swami gave him to focus on his spiritual growth. And Swami Sachidananda that time asked, Swami, these things happened even before you were born. How do you know this? He was a 6-year-old, 1914 Swami Sachidananda was born. So in 1920 he was just 6-year-old, but Swami was not even born. Swami asked him, do you think I am born? Do you think I have death? And Swami Sachidananda understood. In fact, Swami Sachidananda and Swami Sadananda had the privilege of accompanying Swami to Kodaikanal in the April of 1957. That is when that famous don't shoot incident happened, where Swami Sachidananda describes that Swami did parakaya pravesha, parakaya srushti. Means he didn't enter into the body of somebody else. He created new bodies, gave them life in order to save the life of a devotee. That's an amazing experience. In case you have missed it, have a look at it at this link above. This was a story narrated, this was an experience narrated by Swami Sachidananda in the June of 1957 when the Vata Vriksha was planted in Puttaparthi. So, both Swami Sachidananda and Sadananda had the privilege of travelling with Swami to Kodaikanal, to Kanyakumari, and after all this, they wrote back letters to Swami Sivananda saying, oh Swamiji, we must invite Swami to Rishikesh, we must invite Swami to Rishikesh. And very soon, Swami received an official invitation from Swami Sivananda Saraswati requesting him to travel to Rishikesh. And when the devotee yearns, the Lord's response is instantaneous. Swami said, yes, I am coming. Thus, in the July of 1957, Swami travelled to Rishikesh. On the 22nd of July 1957, Swami arrived at Rishikesh to Shivananda Nagar. It was a grand welcome that he received, and the disciples of Swami Sivananda Saraswati had come all the way to Haridwar in order to take Swami, escort Swami there. There was a grand procession, and at Shivananda Nagar, Swami Sivananda himself had come to receive Swami. He prostrated and bowed to Swami, and this was surprising for many of his own disciples, because this Advaitin, this Vedantin had attained and achieved oneness with God, and they had never seen him prostrating and bowing down to anybody. Forget bowing down to somebody who was not even half his age. But that is how Swami Sivananda responded. In fact, one of the disciples who happened to be there also had his own amazing experience with Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba years later, where he got transported to the Himalayas in an amazing miracle. That has been recorded in detail at this link above. You can visit it after watching this video. It is also there in the description section of the video, the link, so you can visit it and enjoy it at your leisure. Now, as Swami Sivananda was past 70, right, 70 years of age, he was confined to a wheelchair. He had some problems with his knees. He had other health issues as well. It was so sweet to see Swami himself wheeling Swami Sivananda around, and Swami materialized for Swami Sivananda Vibhuti and applied it across his forehead. Then he waved his hand and materialized a Rudraksha Mala, 108 Rudrakshas, all of them encased in gold and connected with gold strings. In fact, many people record that the next day when Swami Sivananda arrived, right, wearing that Japamala and with the Vibhuti also, Swami used to regularly give him Vibhuti multiple times, applying that Vibhuti. He looked so resplendent and so magnificent, it felt so divine and different. Swami spent 4 full days with Swami Sivananda, but at the ashram, Swami spent 6 days. I said 4 full days because other 2 days Swami had other appointments too, if I can say that way. In fact, this was the time when Swami even visited Swami Purushottamananda and gave him the Jyotir Padmanabha Darshan. That is another thrilling episode which has been recorded at this link above. Again, it is there in the description of this section of this video, so you can visit it later. So Swami spent those 6 days, during which all of the disciples of the Shivananda ashram spent hours with Swami. In fact, Swami Sivananda himself would spend hours every day in private conversation with Swami. And Swami Sivananda was so exuberant, so energetic, so energized. Every day Swami would feed him personally fruits, materialize Vibhuti for him, and Swami told him that his health, he would recover. In fact, one day Swami took him to the Ganges, took the Ganga water and poured it into Swami Sivananda's mouth, and it became Amrit, heavenly nectarine sweetness it had. After that, there was a revitalization in his health totally. In fact, after that, Swami Sivananda would walk around the ashram taking Swami along with him. He cast away the wheelchair. He didn't need it anymore. He didn't need those wheels. He could stand on his own legs in every sense of the term. And the final few days at the ashram, Swami Sivananda himself was walking along with Swami everywhere, and this was the beautiful 1 week nearly that Swami spent at Swami Sivananda ashram in Rishikesh with Swami Sivananda. On the 28th of July 1957, Swami left. Almost exactly 6 years after this, on the 14th of July 1963, Swami Sivananda, he took his Mahasamadhi and he gave over the reins of the ashram to Swami Chidananda. In fact, many years later, Swami Chidananda also yearned and requested to Swami to visit, and in the April of 1982, the 9th of April to be precise, Swami again visited the Swami Sivananda ashram at Rishikesh. At that time, a Bhagavata Saptaham was in progress. Swami participated in it, blessed it, and he blessed Swami Chidananda, who was the direct disciple of Swami Sivananda and appointed as the president of the Divine Life Society after that. And Swami's connection in this way continued with Divine Life Society, because wherever there is divine life, Swami is there. It doesn't matter where we are located geographically. It doesn't matter what kind of family we are born into. It doesn't matter what kind of profession we are into. As long as we have yearning for the divine life, the divine will come to us. In conclusion, Swami Sivananda Saraswati, the great spiritual master, the great spiritual being, has indeed shown through his own life how we should lead our life. Whatever we do as our profession, let us do it with selflessness so that we can serve others and uplift others' lives. Let us not be focused on commercial gains and on gains in this world. Let us look for gains in the spiritual world. Let our life be dedicated for spiritual pursuits, and let it be crowned with success, with ultimate glory, with the arrival of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Dear Swami, may our lives too follow the trajectory of the life of Swami Sivananda Saraswati. May we have intense yearning for God in our hearts. And dear Swami, may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.